Hello, my name is Alan. I'm with the Louth Sports Unit, and today I'm joined by Gerard, Lorcan, and Richard. And we are going to talk about the things we've been up to during this lockdown in general and in general activities as well. We'll start off with Lorcan. How have you been, Lorcan?
Pretty good, yeah. So I've just been doing some work from home, recording a few videos, things like that, and working out mostly, and doing a bit of gardening, plenty of walks, um, trying to get a few new hobbies together and keep active. So bought gymnastics rings, so trying to use them a bit for workouts, not using any other equipment, mostly just them, and doing calisthenics work, just all body weight stuff most of the time.
Like a lot of people. Richard, what have you been up to?
I suppose from March 18th, we've been working remotely. So myself and Jared will be kind of trying to put together some online resources and activities that can be delivered for the community. And as you know yourselves, part of the quality of life section of Louth County Council, we've been assisting and working with the community section on the community call, which is a 24-hour call line or 12-hour call line, 8 to 8, Monday to Sunday. So some of our team have been in there trying to help vulnerable individuals within the community. Jeff and Jared have also been attending some webinars and with Sport Ireland and Ireland Active, just looking at trying to figure out how we're supposed to operate and what way we're going to proceed through the roadmap that the government are laying out and things like that. So personal level, something similar, just a little bit of personal exercise, a lot of walking and a little bit of gardening and doing a bit, trying to keep myself active around the house, you know.
Good. And Gerard, how have you been?
Yeah, just same as Richie from March, kind of remote working in and out a bit now. Nowadays, we're back doing a bit, trying to set up for reopening, seeing how we proceed with all of this, and trying to get the information, get across, and help staff out, and make sure everybody's all right, and we're back in a safe manner. Personal note, I've been doing a lot of walking and stuff. I was lucky enough that I'm out in Tully Allen, and we have a Townley Hall beside us, and it's only a couple of minutes walk away from the house. And me and the kids have been out most days down doing our walks. Doing a bit of home workouts at home as well. Like, so lucky enough to have a bit of gym gear and stuff. And now with the extension on the distance from the home and stuff, my dad's house is right in it, and we have a gym in Dad's house, so we able to go over and meet up with Dad and a few others and do a bit of workout over there as well. So it's not too bad. Just doing a little bit, like, just to keep myself going. That's the way going with it.
Yeah, I think we're blessed with the weather as well, so we're able to actually get outside and walk. It's not lashing rain all the time. I know myself, my dog's always running away from me when I say it's time to go for a walk. I'm sure there's a couple of people in the group that are the same. In terms of your actual physical activity, what have you been doing? I know myself, I've been doing home workouts. I've got a lot into running. I've been doing quite a bit of distance. Lorcan, what have you been up to?
Same as yourself. So, like I said, I was doing a bit more calisthenics, bodyweight stuff, and I've taken up running now as well. So I'm doing more shorter distance, like trying to improve my 5K time. So I've knocked a couple of minutes off it since March, so doing all right, trying to get a few more minutes off it. Invested in a good pair of running shoes. They made a huge difference to the comfort of just running, basically. Never really ran on the roads before, so I've noticed the difference from having shoes that I primarily just used in the gym or things like that to actually needing good quality running shoes. But yeah, they made a huge difference to my comfort levels. Haven't made me any faster, but definitely made me more comfortable on the road.
And what type of shoes are they, Lorcan?
So they're Asics. They're gel something 26 is the brand, is the name of them. But yeah, they've good thick sole in them.
Good sturdy shoes.
Sturdy shoes. But they're good for me. It doesn't necessarily be good for everyone else. Everyone needs different type of shoes. Everyone has a different type of foot, so they work well for me. But depending on who you are, I suppose you might a different brand might be better for you.
Yeah, they differ to each person. I know I'm a Nike person. Rich, are you an Asics person?
I think we know the running joke within the unit is that Richard always wears Asics because obviously I do a bit of running myself and stuff. So I would agree with Lachlan that the Asics are best for men, especially going running. My wife, who has shin splints and had awful trouble with the shin splints when we were out walking, when we started out walking initially. She swears by Nike. Nike works for her and has helped her with her shin splints immensely. So, yeah, one of the things she did was she recorded on her Strava when she has purchased the new runners. So therefore, she's going to try to measure how long they last and protect her with the shin splints. And then she will obviously have a time frame of how long a pair of runners are going to last her. Now she's walking 100k a day at this moment in time. So we'll see how that goes. But maybe a handy piece of advice for people that are running or walking, especially on the roads, as Lachlan said. The roads are quite harsh on your joints, on your ankles and your knees and your hips. So it's certainly one of the best pieces of advice you could get is to actually get a pair of decent new runners before you attempt to start running on the roads.
Yeah. And what about in terms of activities, Jared? I know you have kids at home as well. What are you doing to keep them busy?
I do. I've set up 2-year-old twins, or 6-year-old twins, and two. They're not 2, they're 6, and there's 2 6-year-olds. We're doing everything to keep them active. We're lucky enough. We got a small 14-foot pool there last year. We got that set up there a few weeks ago. So they're out there maybe 2 hours a day in the pool. It's great, tiring them out. I have them out the back, running up and down a few hurdles. I have a box full of Gaelic balls and rugby balls and little hurdles and cones. And so I have them outside doing little drills every day. Nothing major, just simple things to keep them entertained and working on sports skills and stuff. Same as every parent, but we also have a bit of homework to be doing with them every day. So it's trying to break that up with something more sport and stuff that they're not sitting down and trying to get them away from tablets and stuff, just getting them outside. And as Alan said earlier, it's just we've been absolutely blessed with the weather. Only for the weather being so good and having them outside. And we're lucky that we have a big back garden, we have a trampoline, swimming pool, and space to run. And we're very blessed where we are at the minute. And with the walking path beside us as well, and Tully Allen, we've been very blessed during this whole thing that we've been able to get out, do a few things. Like I know there's people who haven't been able to get out in the houses and stuff. I think all of us have been lucky enough where we are to get out.
Good. And I know a lot of parents are listening and they don't have the equipment and sort of stuff that some of us would have. I know that Fu has been putting up videos up on our Facebook page of games that you can play with everyday household items so that parents, if they are struggling, can go onto our Facebook page and there's plenty of games there for them to be using. And if they do have any questions, they can always message the page and we'll be happy to help. In terms of setting goals during the lockdown, Richard, have you set yourself any goals or tasks?
I suppose I've set the goal just to walk 100k a month. I've done that for the last 2 months in the evening time with my wife. In relation to, I have 2 daughters myself, so the teenage years a little bit different. But Jared's experience is, I'm sure, as 6-year-olds, much more active, much more lively at that age. But my own 2 teenage daughters, so what they kind of, one of them, I tried to get her to go running and she didn't want to go running with me, but then her peers or friends started doing a bit of running and stuff. So then next thing is she's coming to me looking for me to help her get up to pace so she can go and run with her friends. So she's using me for that purpose, but which I don't mind as long as she's doing some sort of activities. So I'm just out with her doing couch to 2k basically at the minute. One of the things with her is she will run for 400 or 500 meters, maybe a k, and then she gets tired. So I'm just telling her it's okay, stop, take a rest, start again, just ease into it, go gradual, don't push her. So she seems to be enjoying that. The other thing, I suppose, just on that note, is maybe if you are out running with a teenager or whatever, it's no harm before you go out. Most of us would say do some stretching, but for teenagers, they kind of don't want to be sitting around waiting around. They just want to go and do it. So what I have done with her is I go out, run 500 meters to a K, and then maybe add in some stretches, slow down, do a few stretches for your ankles, for your hips, for your glutes or whatever, and then continue on your run. So therefore they're getting the stretching within the run instead of having to go through the stretching routine, because she kind of finds that a little bit tedious. As in with my other daughter, she doesn't really like to go running, go walking, or anything in particular. She'll go out and kick a ball around the green with me the odd time. She's into rugby. She's big into rugby, and she just started 2 years ago. But she's quite explosive, and she likes that contact kind of sport, which is obviously we can't have at the moment. So I asked her what else would you like to do. She said, "Oh, the only thing I like to do is remember we went kayaking when we were in holidays." So 2 weeks later, I'm sitting with 2 kayaks in my backyard and getting ready to go on kayaking journeys around. So planning routes and trying to teach her with water safety and watching the tide timetables and stuff like that. So been out once or twice. I have to say it's been fantastic. Beautiful with the weather, I suppose, too. I'm going to have more time now because I'm off. Supposed to be on holidays on Saturday, heading away. Obviously, can't do that. So we will be planning maybe daily outings with the kayaks for next week anyway. So I'm looking forward to that. How you know?
Yeah, that sounds very good. In terms of your goals, Lorcan, I know you're doing your calisthenics and your Olympic rings. Do you have any targets in mind when you're doing it?
Yeah, so I've targeted around 20, just over 24 minutes at the minute to do the 5K. So I'm looking to get that down to 22 minutes by August. So times haven't coming down quick enough. I had an injury last year. I had knee surgery, so I hadn't been running or being that fit over the last year. So the time's starting to come down a good bit. Yeah. So that's my main goal for the running. And then for the calisthenics, I would like to be able to do handstand. Getting there, I'm able to get up against the wall and just about balance and all that. I can hold it without touching the wall for a couple of seconds, but it'd be nice to be able to do a handstand without needing any assistance, or even progress it on to handstand walk and things like that. So it's actually a goal I set myself last year, a great New Year's resolution that never came to fruition. So I suppose this is the perfect time really to get going at it now. So just trying 3 times a week with the calisthenics, and then 2 to 3 runs a week as well, then depending on what kind of program I'm following or that. Very
good. And Jared, yourself, did you set yourself any goals or targets to do over there?
Not much really. To be honest, I went back to gym this year. I've been going quite regularly. I've been taking a few years of a break. I'm doing much. And so I'm kind of trying to maintain those goals. So the home workouts, the weights and stuff, it's just to maintain it, and hopefully then being a decent enough ability when I go back to the gym that it's not gone anywhere, and then maybe progress it on later on in the year. Or again, it's just with young kids, I don't get that much time, so it's just trying to make the most of it. And it's also to make the time for yourself. I just find is if you don't make time for yourself to do these things, it kind of affects you in other ways. Like, so it's committing to myself that maybe at least 3 to 4 training sessions a week on myself, and just gives you that little bit of headspace, especially at home, stuff with everything going on. Even if it's only putting on a set of headphones, so like I do, and you may be in the sitting room, there are other people there, but it's your own space, you're kind of blacking out everything else, and you're able to get something done. That's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult to get a workout done at home, especially if you're only beginning, which is why I've been working on videos, home workout videos for beginners who are interested in getting active, but maybe don't have any equipment. It's because that's why it's fully body weight exercises. So they'll be on our Facebook page and our YouTube page. So if you are liked and subscribe to the pages, you will get notified with that. I know Lorcan has been working on an older adults activities. If you want to talk to us about that, Lorcan.
Yeah, so it's, as you say, for older adults, it's called the balance class. It's designed that any older adults, or even anyone really, if they want to who would prefer needs to work on balance if maybe they've had a fall previously or an injury. It's been mainly chair-based activities and then some standing exercises just to help strengthen the legs and then get used to balancing. So there's 1 foot exercises and standing on 1 leg exercises and things like that, and a little bit of walking around, just to get yourself back confident and able to move if you need to, if you're walking down the street, and be able to confidently sidestep someone walking towards you, or a pothole in the ground and things like that. As you say, it's weekly on our Facebook page, but if you've missed it, you can go back to the start. It's a 6-week course, so we'll link it up, I suppose, on top here. You'll be able to go back to it on our YouTube channel to see it from week 1 and follow it on.
Yeah, we'll link our YouTube page below in the description, along with our Facebook page for anyone who's having difficulties finding it. I suppose the last question we can finish up on is, what are you looking forward to most to doing whenever the quarantine phase is finished? I suppose we'll go to yourself, Richard, first.
Well, for myself, I suppose, I don't know if it's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but one of the main things I enjoy most, I suppose, is going and supporting my 2 girls playing sports. So one plays Gaelic and one plays rugby. So I really much like to be back in that situation where I'm taking them to games and watching them playing and seeing their enjoyment in participating in sport and physical activity. I do also help with the girls' Gaelic team in post and pre-season work, so we do a bit of fitness stuff with them, a little bit of motivation stuff with them, things like that. I very much miss that too. It's a great release, similar to doing your own exercise, to actually go and coach and go and help out with kids and participating in physical activity. Similar to a sport leader, which we all have experience in and have delivered within our unit, something that we'd also be missing, getting kids in and teaching them how to go and work in the community through sport, like on physical activity. So things like that, I would look forward to be getting back into if possible,
I think that's one of the things I'm missing as well this year. I'm sure there's a lot of parents listening and they're missing the summer camps as well. The popularity of summer camps across the board, Gaelic and including our multi-sport one, soccer as well. I'm sure the parents are missing them this year. Lorcan, what are you missing most and what are you looking forward to?
I suppose just missing the freedom of getting out and about. I generally like to go here, there and everywhere, so I can't wait till the restrictions are lifted that you can travel maybe down the country to see a bit of Kerry or Mayo or Sligo or that sort of thing. I'd like to get away for a weekend or something like that. Lucky enough now in the next bit I can travel far enough that I can get to the beach and further afield in a few places. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I suppose getting back to football and things like that as well, although there mightn't be any football this season. Hopefully next year we'll get back to it. I missed a lot over the last couple of years with injuries, so it'd be nice to be able to get back into that too.
Very good. And Gerard, just what are you looking forward to?
Just get back to a bit of normality and stuff, like going to the gym, doing stuff like Richie said, just realising there myself that most of my Saturday mornings was going off to rugby with Fionn, and then Saturday afternoons was Gaelic training with Aoibhinn, and just the fact that you're actually not doing that anymore, it's mad. Just think about it, and just a bit of normality, go over to the gym and do a few things just as normal and get your head back and help people back. Like we're now working in smaller numbers and stuff like that. And it's different for us who would have all worked together the whole time. Everybody's kind of a bit separate. Just to have everybody back in and back to normality, or as close to normality as we can get.
Perfect. Lads, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Alan.
Bye.